Hey guys, what's up? I'm buying BNGO call options for August at the 10 strike, and you should too if you're looking for a golden opportunity. And although I do believe a $10 price target is imminent this summer, I'm also super bullish on BNGO for the long term. Today, we'll talk about how BNGO is the real deal and how you can get in on those diamond hands. And real quick, before we dive in, please subscribe to the channel and join our group of winners here. So for some breaking news first, Bionano Genomics announced the other day that it will make its largest presence to date at the 2021 Annual Clinical Genetics Meeting of the American College of Medical Genetics and Genomics. Ooh, this is a huge deal for BNGO as it gains exposure and thought leadership in the industry. The meeting features a total of 16 presentations by Saphire customers and Bionano scientists, almost 3 times the number presented last year, and nearly all based on work done in the US. ACMG this year has the greatest number of presentations featuring Bionano data to date, commented Eric Holman, PhD, CEO of Bionano Genomics. We believe this multitude of presentations shows how significant Bionano's presence and that of optical genome mapping has become in the medical genetics community. The progress we are seeing here from the US market, where almost all the data being presented at ACMG comes from, is particularly encouraging since the US has a higher barrier to adoption that could be addressed with data outlining the value proposition of our products and technology. We are thrilled to share the important clinical data and all 4 main target segments: prenatal, postnatal, constitutional genetics, blood cancers, and solid tumor analysis at the meeting. And just a little bit more context for this meeting because it is such a big deal for BNGO. So the ACMG meeting is the genetics meeting most focused specifically on the practical applications of genetic discoveries to clinical medicine. Topics range from common conditions to rare diseases. The ACMG annual meeting attracts medical and scientific leaders from around the world who are working to apply research in genetics and the human genome to the diagnosis, management, treatment, and prevention of genetic conditions and rare and common diseases in patients in the clinical setting. And if you don't know already, BNGO is a genome analysis company providing tools and services based on its Saphire system to scientists and clinicians conducting genetic research and patient testing and providing diagnostic testing for those with autism disorder and other neurodevelopment disabilities through its Lineagen business. This is such a big deal for BNGO and a big reason why it sticks out amongst the competition. Bionano's Saphire system is a research use only platform for ultra-sensitive and ultra-specific structural variation detection that enables researchers and clinicians to accelerate the search for new diagnostics and therapeutic targets and to streamline the study of changes in chromosomes, which is known as cytogenetics. The Saphire system is comprised of an instrument, chip consumables, reagents, and a suite of data analysis tools. Bionano provides genome analysis services to provide access to data generated by the Saphire system for researchers who prefer not to adopt the Saphire system in their labs. Lineagen has been providing genetic testing services to families and their healthcare providers for over 9 years and has performed over 65,000 tests for those with neurodevelopment concerns. One of the big things I see here or on the boards is people like to say, oh, this is a scam stock, but the system has been around for a while and has been proven. And I really think this conference just solidifies their thought leadership and that they are a force to be reckoned with. BNGO has been on a roll in the past couple of months. BNGO stock is up a whopping 312% in the past 2 months. So as we talked about, its optical genome mapping system Saphire was lauded by scientists and doctors in the recently concluded Next Generation Cytogenomics Symposium. As a result, Bionano could be a pioneer in this industry as it currently faces no direct competition. But let's be honest, Bionano's been on quite a roller coaster ride. The stock was hovering around the $1 mark last year, but quickly fell below that level in March. In December, it was given a 180-day extension to maintain maintain its share price above $1. Luckily for the company, the recent positive news surrounding Saphire has steered it away from that danger zone. Dilution could potentially be a significant problem, though, down the line. It had 7 million listed shares initially, but it could have as many as 133 million shares if its warrants were converted. The average executable price for these warrants is significantly lower than its current price and will result in massive dilution, unfortunately. So let's talk a little bit more about Saphire, which makes this company very special. So the company's Saphire genome mapping system can detect variations and irregularities in the chromosome, which typical gene sequencers fail. Therefore, the system is generally more reliable in diagnosing neurodevelopmental disorders resulting from structural variations. The system has already been used in researching conditions such as ALS, COVID-19, leukemia, Alzheimer's, and others. In addition to its approval for research use, Saphire is getting traction due to its recent successes. Praxis Genomics recently received the go-ahead to use the system for laboratory testing. Similar efforts are ongoing, which will continue to strengthen its long-term case. Genomics is an emerging field, and management feels that its total addressable market could be as large as $3.8 million annual. Guys, this is a big deal and shows just how important this industry will be for the long term, even now. This includes one-off hardware sales along with consumables to run each test. With the company's trailing revenues at just $7.3 million, there is plenty of room for expansion, and rising awareness among doctors and scientists will continue to fuel adoption. BNGO has a lot of potential for long-term success, and I think in the short-term success, we could see it go to $10, and it could be the first mover advantage in its sector. Its machine could save a lot of time and money for resource-strapped healthcare systems. However, widespread adoption is still a little bit off, and with unstable revenue streams, the company could be burning a little bit of cash right now, but I don't think this is a bad thing at all. I think this happens with many companies like this, and I think right now is the perfect time to get in. I feel like this stock needs to be on your watch list. It needs to be on your buy list. I think people need to get in right now. In 2020, shares of BNGO soared 148%. What makes that gain even more impressive is that Bionano was down 55% to date as of December 22nd. The stock's remarkable jump came in the last few days of the year. And it gets even better. BNGO has more than quadrupled so far in 2021. So when people tell me, oh, this stock is not worth it, it's a scam stock, I'm like, listen, it's quadrupled so far in 2021. The company's market cap has skyrocketed more than 600%, generating stronger growth than its share price because of two diluting stock offerings. When evaluating these fast-rising stocks like BNGO, you want to look at its competitive advantages. If there isn't a sustainable competitive advantage, stay away. The good news for BNGO is that its technology sets it apart from others. The company focuses on the detection of genetic disorders by analyzing the differences in chromosomes. In particular, BNGO's technology looks for large structural variations that can cause those diseases. And these structural variations can include DNA base pairs measured in the hundreds or up to millions. And that's a big thing that separates it from other companies. Sure, there are some companies that are much larger than BNGO that can analyze genetic differences. Illumina, for example, is the 800-pound gorilla in what's called short-read sequencing, a cost-effective approach that can be performed at very high throughputs. Oxford Nanopore and Pacific Biosciences of California are leaders in long-read sequencing, which can sequence parts of the genome that short reads can't. So, can little BNGO go against these established players? Their sequencing systems can't reliably detect the large structural variations that Bionano's Saphyr system can. It's not surprising, therefore, that medical research institutions like Duke University, the Mayo Clinic, and Penn State College of Medicine have turned to Saphyr to research multiple diseases. So obviously, a competitive advantage isn't enough by itself to make a company successful. After all, the metaphorical junkyard is filled with technologies that were once widely viewed as better than alternatives. A company has to execute very well to capitalize on its competitive edge, so let's look at BNGO. Thanks to big gains achieved in late 2020 and so far this year, BNGO market cap can now stand close to $2.3 billion. And that is if it can sell up to 10,000 Saphyr systems, which I am totally confident it can. And here's the thing, I'm really confident about BNGO's technology. I think it will change the field of science and medical research in diseases. And I see a huge opportunity here. And while I do think the $10 price target is good for August, I'm also holding for the long term because this is just going to revolutionize the industry. Seriously, guys. So thanks for watching. I'm Scarlett from Miss Money, and you can catch me next time.